Everyone knows about the planetary days, but what about the nights? I'll tell you all about it in this video. First off, I'm going to explain to you when the nights actually start when it comes to the occult context, what planets rule which, and I will explain to you how to know which planet is either ruling the day or night depending when you're working. Now let's get straight into it, but before we do that, I would like you to tell me when the days actually start and they end in your practice and tradition. Let me know your answer in the comment section. I'm excited to hear it. Now, of course, in mundane life, when we are talking about the days and nights, and if you follow a normal clock, they start at midnight and end on midnight. But of course, when you get into the occult side of things, things are never so simple, especially when you're looking at planetary timing. We know that Monday is for the moon, Tuesday is for Mars, so on and so forth. But when do the days actually start? Many people logically believe that it's at sunrise, and others will say that there are some sources that mention that it's actually at sundown the day before. When we look at the Quran, when God mentions day and night successively, it's always night before day. And between me and you, we know that God, when He says something, it's carefully calculated. Every single word has its place, not like us human beings. And when we think about it, logically, some people, they have given an explanation that the cosmos' natural state is darkness, right? So before there was light, everything was dark. And let there be light. And then there was light. So it makes sense in that regard that darkness came before day. And as I mentioned before, every time He mentions it within the Quran, it's always night before day. But when you look at the exoteric side, that didn't keep people from arguing. People still say that no, day before night, night before day. So now you're probably wondering, what is this about, Rita? I mean, what does it matter if the day starts the night before or at sunrise or whatever? It does matter because of the alternance of the planets ruling them. Now I'll explain to you all about it, but before I do that, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. You've done that? All right. So what happens is the planets ruling the day are not the same ruling the night. A planet doesn't rule a time period of 24 hours successively. It changes. All right? Now, first of all, let me explain to you when a day starts. Because as I've mentioned before, when you look at the exoteric side, people are still debating that. However, and this is one of the only times that when you look at the occult side, there's actually a consensus when it comes to Muslim occultists. And we have to understand that the concept of planetary timing, transferred to the West through the Arabs, but it was originally developed from the Greeks, right? The Arabs got it from the Greeks. They have integrated and developed on it in their practices, in their writings, so on and so forth. And then it was transferred to the West. But the concept that didn't transfer over is the alternates. See, when I'm referring to Monday night, I am not referring to the period from Monday sundown until Tuesday sunrise. What I'm actually referring to is the period from Sunday sundown until Monday sunrise. You see, night precedes day, all right? And that's really not much of a problem until you realize that the planet ruling Monday night, okay, so Sunday evening, is not the same which rules Monday during the day. We know that Monday is for the moon, but if we go back to the night which precedes it, that's actually Jupiter, right? And it would be Sunday. You're like, well, Sunday is ruled by the sun. This is what this whole video is about, is to actually raise people's awareness that the planet ruling the day is not the same one ruling the night. Now you're maybe wondering, like, what does it matter? What does it change for me in my practice? Well, it changes a lot. If you're going to work with Jupiter, it means that you can either work with it from sunrise on Thursday until sundown, or from Sunday sundown until Monday sunrise. You see, there's an alternance here. And in Arabic magic, when we work with the 7 jinn kings, each one rules a day, but also each one rules a night. So you want to make sure that you have the correct night when you're working with them. And that just goes a long way to be able to reach and contact and summon that spirit. So this is very important, guys, especially in the context of planetary magic. If you're instructed to perform a sun ritual at night, you want to make sure that you're performing it on the correct night, which is associated to the appropriate planet. If you don't respect it, don't be surprised when you don't find success. And it's something that is, as I mentioned before, a consensus amongst practitioners of Ruhaniyat. So in a nutshell, night before day, alternating planets between day and night, and the planet ruling the hour of sundown is the one that will rule the whole evening or the whole night until the following sunrise. Very important to put in practice, guys. And this is why when I provide rituals for my students, I give them two alternatives. I give them an evening alternative and a morning alternative because, most people work during the day, and I believe that magic should fit our lifestyles, not the other way around. And people have been practicing mostly at the evening time and finding great results. So this stuff works. I just like to take the guessing game out of the practice. And if you would like to do the same, you're welcome to check out my membership site. You'll find the link in the description down below. Stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.